Hello my friends! This DIY is a friend request. Today I'll show you how to make your own cloth fitted / pocket diapers. We're going to use a pattern of a holy woman, and I want to thank her a lot for sharing this with us. You can find the link for the pattern at the description of this video. And now some action. So why make your own cloth diapers? First of all, cloth diapering is more hygiene for your baby's skin. Secondly, it is the best thing you can do for the environment. Think about it, only for one child you're gonna need thousands of diapers. And what if you become a second one? What if you become a third one? But with only 24 to 30 diapers, you can cloth diaper 1, 2, or even 3 children. Not to mention about the money you're gonna throw in the garbage. Less rush on your baby's booty. Last but not least, cloth diapers don't smell like hell when they're pooped. Don't forget to check my other videos for cloth wipes or cloth nursing pads and other things. Thanks for watching. Thanks for cloth diapering. Now ask me all the questions in the world. Bye bye. See you.